Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I will be going through my powders, setting powders, finishing powders, loose powders, and also my face palettes. I am trying to display my makeup collection without making a long, drawn out video. I know probably the longest video that I make will be my eyeshadow palettes and my lipstick collection and maybe my brush collection. Those will be much later because I have to designate time to do that and have time to do that interrupted. So hopefully I'll have those videos coming to you soon. But again, today we are going to talk about my powders and my face palettes. So this drawer is in that Adeptus cart that I talk about. And the first drawer has some of my powders in there. So we're going to move from left to right. On the left side are most of my Maybelline powders, and these are powders that I use to either set underneath my eyes or set my foundation on the remainder of my face. This first one is in the shade 330 Toffee, and these do come with a mirror underneath and a sponge. The next one is 332 Golden Caramel, and these are matte and poreless powders. 334 Warm Sun. 355 Coconuts. These darker shades are the shades that I use to set my foundation. 360 Mocha. And I think the last one is 362 Truffle. And then I have Sephora Micro Smooth Powder. This is the shade 65 Toffee. And this is kind of a universal powder. You can use it to set your face, your entire face, under your eyes, or to just set your foundation. This is an e.l.f. Sheer Tint Finishing Powder. The shade is light to medium. And this can be used for under eye as well. And it's the same as the other compacts. It has the sponge and the mirror. Okay, now we have the Huda Beauty setting powder. This is in the shade Cunifa. It's like a banana shade. I use that underneath my eyes. Get these out. I have two of the Pro Filter minis from Fenty Beauty in the shades Honey and Cashew. And this is how they look. I use honey underneath my eyes. Sometimes I use cashew. It just depends on the type of concealer or the tint of concealer that I'm using. But this cashew can be used to set foundation as well. This is the No Filter setting powder in the shade Caramel from ColourPop. And this is, it's tinted like a banana shade, but it's a little bit darker than banana. This is the Uma Tripping Smooth Powder in the shade Honey. And it is definitely a banana shade. So I did take some of this powder out and just put it in a smaller canister so that I won't pick up too much on my brush by trying to dip it in here. This is the Peach Perfect Mattifying Loose Setting Powder from Born This Way Too Faced. It's in the shade Translucent Peach. And I don't particularly like the way that this looks setting underneath my eyes. So I only use it to set concealer on my eyelids. Becca one in here. Where's the Becca? Oh, okay. I think it's on my vanity. So this is the Laura Mercier mineral finishing powder. And it just says shade number 1. This is definitely a transition shade. I'm sorry, not transition. Translucent shade. And then this is the Neutrogena Shine Control Powder. It doesn't have a shade name either, but the color of it is translucent. And that's how it looks. I do have a NARS reflecting powder. Translucent Crystal is the shade. I haven't used this yet, so I really can't speak to how it stands up. And this one is a Maybelline Lasting Fix. And it's a translucent powder, but this is actually a good drugstore powder. Their setting spray is good also. And now we're going to move on to some more powders and the palettes. This is a Revolution setting powder in banana. I'm sorry, this is a baking powder in Banana Deep. I have not opened this yet. This is an HD setting powder from Absolute New York. It's a brightening banana powder, but I have not used it yet. This is the Beauty Bakery Flour Setting Powder, Better Not Bitter. And the shade for it is Oat Translucent. I think I used this maybe 2 or 3 times. It came in my BoxyCharm, and I don't remember if I liked it or not, so I need to try that. Of course, I have Sacha Buttercup setting powder, and when I use this powder, I have to definitely use a light hand. Originally, I wasn't sure if I was using it wrong or if I was applying too much, because it always, well, not always, but sometimes it looks cakey under my eyes. And then once I talked to some more people that actually have tried this, their complaint was kind of the same. So I like it. Like, I like the appearance of it, or the brightness of it. But I just have to be careful not to use too much. This is the Becca Hydra Mist Set and Refresh. This is in a translucent shade as well. This is my backup. I'm currently using one that I have on my vanity right now. And I love that powder. This is the Black Radiance True Complexion Loose Setting Powder. And it is in the shade Banana. And I like this powder as well. This is new to my collection, so I've only used it a couple of times. But so far, so good. Let's see. I have 2 e.l.f. powders. These are soft and luminous powders. The tints on them look a bit different. And then one of them says HD. Again, I haven't used these yet, so I don't know if there is a difference between them. This is a setting powder from Believe Beauty. The shade name is Translucent. I used this once in a video that I have up on my channel where I used only Believe Beauty products. And on that particular video, I don't have any complaints. Whenever I buy or whenever I'm testing out makeup, I try to have everything from that brand, because I believe that products that are under the same brand or made by the same company tend to marry each other a little bit better. So in that belief, I normally buy products, you know, full face of products for the same brand. This is the original Airspun, and the shade is Translucent Extra Coverage. This powder I normally just use just to, what do you call it? To outline my contour. I really don't use this to set. my face. Underneath here are some more of skin tone powders. This first one is the Black Radiance Pressed Powder in the shade Ebony. And I actually have one of these that is open already. I use this to contour with. This is Black Radiance Soft Focused Finishing Powder. The shade is Creamy Bronze. This one is not open yet. I haven't used it. I have two powders, two pressed powders from Nicka K. They're Perfection powders. And the shades that I have are Mocha and Maple. That's Mocha and that's Maple. So Maple is a little bit darker. I have another Sephora Micro Smooth. This one is in 60, which is deep. I have two Ruby Kisses setting powders. The shades for these are Earth and Rich. I haven't tried these yet. So this is Earth and that's Rich. This is the ColourPop Pretty Fresh Pressed Face Powder. I have the shade Dark 20. And it looks like that. Sorry, it looks like that. And it does come with a little cotton round. And then for the Fit Me face powders, Fit Me loose finishing powders, I have the shade 30, which is deep. And I think these, yeah, these are open, so I can, that's 30. And then, I'm sorry, 30 is medium deep. 35 is deep. And then the last one that I have is number 40, which is dark. I don't think dark is open. It is. I don't know who I use this on. But this is shade number 40. And these are real inexpensive. You can pick them up from Walmart. And now we're going to go ahead and move on to our face palettes. Now my face palettes may consist of bronzer palettes, highlight palettes, blush palettes. They may have palettes that have all of the above. It's just because it is in palette form, I put them away in a separate drawer because they don't necessarily or may not necessarily fit with the other items that are similar to them. So we'll go through those really quickly. Okay, so first up we have my Saharan Blush Palette, volume number 1. This is by Juvia's Place. And this is how it looks. So you do get some blushes and highlight in here. I also have volume number 2. This one is just blush. Well, there may be one shade depending on your skin tone that can be used to contour. Okay, I have both of the Tammy Times Revolution palettes. The first one is Golden Hour. And it looks like that. Sorry about the glare. And this one is Paradise Glow. I have a similar one from Beauty Bakery. This is also Better Not Bitter Coffee and Cocoa palette. Does not have a mirror. So the shades look pretty similar to those previous palettes. I have two from BH Cosmetics. The first one is Tanned in Tulum. And I purchased this from TJ Maxx for $5.99. Does not have a mirror. And this comes with highlight and bronzer shades. The second one is the Miss Claus Tinsel Twerking palette. So this was a part of their Christmas collection. So you get 3 highlights and 3 shades at the bottom for bronzer / contour. I think this was purchased from TJ Maxx as well, but I don't. Oh yeah, it was for $4.99. Now these next three palettes are my favorites, and I've had these for some time. These are the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palettes. I have shades light to medium, medium to dark, and dark to deep. And when you initially open these, you get a guide at the top of it that shows you where the actual products go. And I love that. And so you do get a contour, sculpting, and highlight. And the sculpting is really bronzing. Bronzing. So you get a contour, bronzing, and highlight shade. And then this tells you where you can put those items. That was light to medium. This one is medium to dark. And dark to deep. Dark to deep has not been used, so it still has the protective film on it. I have the Spice Market palette from Sephora. And this has, it's supposed to be just blush, but these actually have the warmer tones have specks of glitter in them, so they sparkle like a highlighter. And then this shade in the lower left corner is definitely a highlighter. See, I have 2 Kara Beauty face palettes. The first one is the Bronze Goddess palette. It looks like this, and they have a mirror in them. And then it comes with 3 highlighters and shades at the bottom that you can bronze and contour with. The next one is their Lightning Hour palette, which is highlighter and blush. And the palette looks like this. And I think I bought both of these at TJ Maxx as well. Comes with a mirror, and you get the highlights at the top and 3 shades of blush. This is the Contour 2 palette from Profusion. And this is actually a new one that I bought because that last shade I broke in the previous palette. So in this palette, you do get 2 highlighters, you get a brightener, and then you get shades to sculpt and contour with, and a brush. This was purchased from Burlington for $4.99. See, this is the I Heart Revolution waffle palette. Looks like that. And then in here, it does come with a mirror as well. But you get bronzer and contour shades, 2 highlighters, and a brightener. Close it. Okay, next we have the Becca Pop Goes the Glow palette. This is the Champagne Pop Face and Eye palette, and it looks like that. Comes with a mirror as well, and you get some blush and highlighters in here. And then I think we have 3 more palettes. So this is the Contourization Notebook from the Crayon Case. It also comes with a guide to show you where to apply or how you should be applying the products on your face based on the shape of your face. And then you have some darker tones and some brighter tones. And then the last two palettes that we're going to look at are the Morphe palettes. This is how the packaging looks, just like the regular eye palettes, or some of them. This is the 8D Deep Glam palette. Comes with a mirror. You get brightener, bronzer, contour, blush, and highlight. And I think the other one is the 8R palette. That's rich, if I'm not mistaken. And the same thing, the shades are just a little bit lighter. So brightener, bronzer, contour, blush, highlighters. And I think that is all that I have for this particular video. If you are curious about makeup, you do not need to buy all of these different face palettes. I would recommend trying out the palettes from Black Radiance. I think they're under $10. And then kind of play with those a little bit before you branch out. If you're not sure of which one you need, just kind of open it up and take a look at it and see. Like, I know right away that this the sculpting shade may be more of a bronzer for me in this particular palette. So just take a look at it and kind of see which ones you think are closer to your skin tone. And then the more you play around in makeup, you'll know like what type of shades you like to bronze and contour with, because I also like powders that come off a little bit red. I don't want it to be too red, of course, but I've played around with different powders, so I have a variety of powders or shades that I will use to bronze and contour my face with. But that is all that I have for you all. If you have any questions about any of the things that were discussed in today's video, you can put those questions down below. And I'll do my best to answer those to the best of my ability. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Please continue to have a blessed day. Until next time, bye-bye.